When Chris Sanders pitched the film to Tom Schumacher, he did a pitch book, and in that pitch book he drew early character designs of Lilo and Nani and Stitch and Jumba and Pleakley.
I didn't want anybody to get the wrong visuals when they read the pitch and the treatment, so I made this little miniature book that presented everything the way I wanted them to see it.
I so fell in love with it. I wanted us to make a movie that looked like a Chris Sanders drawing.
And that meant everybody was going to have to draw like Chris, which is no small task, because although he doesn't seem to think it's difficult, it's kind of difficult to emulate.
In a lot of the Chris Sanders drawings, things almost seem to melt so that everything drips to the bottom. For instance, legs are bottom heavy, they're chunkier at the bottom toward the feet and the calves. Same with the arms. With Pleakley, we made his upper torso thinner and his legs chunkier and fatter at the bottom. It's almost like it's a sack filled with fluid. If you lifted him up, everything would just sink to the bottom. Even his fingertips kind of drip down, they're bottom heavy toward the extremities.
Actually, she's just ugly.
He's joking.
He has this amazing drawing style that's very rounded in shape and form, and he's had it ever since he came to feature animation. And if you actually look at the panels he did on Rescuers Down Under, or Beauty and the Beast, or The Lion King, or Mulan, you will see this same look.
Chris draws with no hard edges, no straight lines. It's very soft and very friendly.
It's inherent in everything, the way the leaves are drawn, the way the vehicles are drawn. Everything has kind of a roundness that's puffed up a little bit.
There was Lilo's camera, which she takes pictures of people on the beach. If you can, just imagine that we just stuck a straw into that camera and blew it up a bit and just inflated it.
Even in space, where you expect the technology to be very hard and cold and forbidding, everything's kind of round. The plasma guns are round. The ships themselves are kind of round and friendly.
Even the little explosions, we would have a tendency to draw those kind of as spiky, very sharp. We even inflated those. All the explosions are round and inflated and kind of blobby. Everything is blown up and puffy and more fun. When you look at a scene with palm trees and palm fronds and a hammock hanging and a tiki torch, one of the reasons that there is such a sense of unity in the image is that everything in that scene, whether it's the characters in the hammock itself, even the fire on the tiki torches, they're all drawn with that attention to that same friendly, warm, rounded look.
Almost like you could hug the movie without cutting yourself or getting poked by anything. There's a real comforting feel to this.
I think Lilo is very reminiscent of early designs from the 30s and 40s, where round and appealing were the requisites.
It is easier on the eyes when you see drawings that are rounded. Mickey Mouse is a perfect example. He's a character that's nothing but rounded shapes. People just subconsciously, they may not even realize why, but they love the character. They find it appealing, and it's because of the round and oval shapes. Whereas if you have too many angles and sharp corners on a character, it's a little harder to look at and maybe a little less appealing.
I think a lot of people look at the film and they notice that there's something really different about it. It doesn't look traditional Disney, and yet there's something really nostalgic about it. And that kind of exemplifies what we were trying to do with the film anyway.
We wanted to explore new territory, but in that and at the very same time, we wanted to return to what we felt was the touchstone of Disney, which is, I think, Bambi and the very first things they did. And I think that I'm proud that we accomplished that.